21st of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Good morning, Erevin. Good morning, Bava Metzia. Now, go to Bava Kama. Here's Bava Kama. Here's Bava Kama.
I'll be right back.
Good morning, Flo.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Hashem, good. Okay. How you feeling?
I've been feeling okay all along. Got my tickets for Motzi Shabbos again. We'll see if I am gonna go.
What's that? When you going?
I'm trying to go Motzi Shabbos again. Let's see
okay.
if I get. They don't stop you for testing, but you have to make sure that my son is okay because my daughter-in-law now has corona. I got to make sure he doesn't get it in the interim.
Oh boy. Okay. Bezrat Hashem Yatov.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Oh yeah, so yesterday we unexplained it some more over here. And yeah. Oh, interesting. There was a Tosfos on Ahmed Aleph, Dibur Maskil the Osa. That said that in his second teretz, that also according to the Gemora, Rabbi Meir would not impose a penalty on somebody who he calls a shogeg gomor. What's a shogeg gomor? Somebody who's a complete shogeg, oversight, complete oversight. Kagon, for example, Zeshalo Yoda Klal Shasada Gizula, that he does not know at all that this field that he is buying is stolen. So that's here we see what we were suspecting yesterday. That is Tosus understands that if the buyer from this Goslin he doesn't know at all. He honestly has no idea that the field that he's buying from this person, that he's buying a field that's stolen, and that this person who's selling him the field actually stole it from the owner. In that case, then Tosus says that certainly Reb Meir would not impose the penalty on that person. That he should lose out. Certainly he'll have to give back the land, of course. He'll have to give back the land because it doesn't belong to him. But But the issue over here that we're discussing is the return of the improvements that he made in the land, the shevach that he made in the Peiros, and that was through his own efforts. So if he didn't honestly know that it was a stolen field, Tosfos feels that that Chazal would not have penalized this person to take away the value of the improvement that he made on the field. Okay, so that is Tosfos on 95. 95a, a Dibur Maska de Osta. It's the last Tosfos on the page. Okay. So does that wrap up this part of the Gemara over here with the proof from this Brisa over here? Now the Gemara is going to go on to another proof. We're going to try to prove what's the din over here according to Reb Meir about somebody who was a Gazlan B'Shogeg. And we're going to start from the Toshma brings Litzboa Lo Edom Utzava'o Shachor. Where can this be found? This is right in the middle of the page, 5-6 lines down. The first word in the line is Talmud Chacham. Talmud Chacham v'yoda. That was the Gemara's answer. Now, so we're still trying to prove what is Reb Meir's opinion about a Gazlan B'Shogeg. Does he have to give back the improvements or not? So Roy, would you like to start off the reading of Toshma?
Roy's not here.
Okay. Would you like to start, Lou?
Okay, I'm trying to find it.
95A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines down from the top. First word in
95
the line is Talmud Chacham.
A, not B, but A.
Oh no, sorry. We're back to where we left off yesterday on 95B.
95B. Okay, and you said it was near the top?
Yeah, 6 lines from the top.
Tashma?
Yeah.
Okay, Tashma, come and learn. The Litzboa lo Adom Utva'o Shachor. So to dye it red, and he dyed it black. Shachor utva'o adom, black, and he dyed it red. Rabbi Meir says, no sein lo demei tam ro. He pays the value of the wool. Demei tam o ein. The value of the wool, yes. Demei tam o v'shivcho lo. The value of the wool and its improvement, no. V'isal kadaisach v'shogeg nami kanis. And if you would think inadvertently also he penalizes. Demei Sam Ro v'shiv cho boye le mes va le. He would need to return the value of the wool and its improvement. Ella lav shema mina. Rather, do we not learn from this b'mezid anis? If it's intentional, then there's a fine. B'shogeg lo kanis. But if it's inadvertent, there's not a fine. Shema mina. Learn from this.
Right. So what happened over here? If we remember, we had this case before. The owner of the wool comes and he gives wool to the dyer, and he says, "Please dye it for me red," and the dyer dyes it black, or the other way around. He says, "Please dye for me black," and he dyes it red. Rabbi Meir says, "What's the din? Give him the dyer has to give to the owner of the wool. What does he have to do? The dyer, he now has red wool. He now has black wool. They didn't have before. So, what does he have to give back to the person that gave him the undyed wool? He just has to give him back he doesn't have to give him back the wool itself that he dyed. He gives him back the demate samaro. He gives him back the fair market value of the undyed wool that was given to him by the customer.
Doesn't he have to give back the value and the value of the improvement?
According to Reb Meir just says, "No sein lo demate samaro." Give back to him the value of the semer is the wool, and the Gemora itself. The Gemora itself makes an inference from the words of Reb Meir. The Gemora says, "Look what Reb Meir said over here. Demate samaro in." To give back the value of the wool itself, the undyed wool, yes, that he has to give back. Demei samaro ushivchoi, but to give back the value of the wool and its improved value, that he improved it by dyeing it a certain color, albeit that it was the wrong color. Lo, he does not have to give that increased value back. That's what the Gemora is medayik from the words of Reb Meir. So we see over here in this case that Reb Meir holds that you don't need to give back the shevach. And let's see, I was just looking to see if there's Rashi over here that we could read. Savoy. This is the third line from the top of the Rashis. Right in the middle of the third line from the top of the page. Dibur Maskil Savo. Bill.
Phil, you're muted and you're frozen. Oh. Is everybody else frozen? Rabbi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, Phil is frozen. I don't know about Lou. Oh, you're off. Hello? Oh,
I'm back.
you're
Who
back.
else?
The rabbis,
The rabbi got kicked out also now.
yeah, and Lou is not here, sort of.
Well, I'm not sure if he's frozen or just
Yeah, I
he's
think
freezing himself.
all right.
Wait for the rabbi to come back on now that I'm unfrozen at least.
So Seva, where's Seva?
So it's
I've got
the
the,
third Rashi line in the middle.
yeah, I've got that, but where is it in the Gemara?
Okay, wait for the rabbi to get back on somehow. Does the Lou have to let the rabbi back on, or he goes back on automatically?
I think he comes on by himself.
Okay, because sometimes if he has to wait for Lou, it may take a while for Lou to figure it out.
You can wake him up.
Huh?
Seva in the Gemara is
I'm gonna wait for the rabbi before I start talking, okay?
uh,
I mean, I don't think it's right that I should start until the rabbi goes, you know? And hopefully I won't freeze again. Well, everybody freezing. I don't know who's freezing.
I think I froze for a moment. Oh,
Lou?
Hello.
Okay, you're back. So we're ready to go through the Rashi now?
Okay, we're ready to go. I don't know what happened. I think my phone just turns off maybe after a certain period of time automatically.
Okay.
It's got enough. It's got 3 bars on it, and it's fully charged. But
That's
anyway,
to do with the Zoom. Anyway, the Tzavo is he dyed it. And it said shogeg, if it's not intentional, inadvertent, chashivle is considered it. The ika inshe, because there are people toveya that claim the lo yada, that they don't know the asa l'shanot, that it's forbidden to change things. The dibor shel baal habayit, according to the word of to change the thought, the wording of what the baal habayit said. So these people,
wow,
Sabo
that's
is
fascinating.
inadvertent coloring of the wrong color. He was told to color it red and he made it black, or he made it black and he colored it red. And this was
Would you, according to Rashi, would you call this inadvertent? What's Rashi saying over here?
He's saying in this case that it's an inadvertent, he's talking about an inadvertent dyeing. It wasn't an intentional dyeing, it was an inadvertent dyeing.
I'll tell you how I understand the Rashi.
Okay.
Rashi says, right, first of all, note the fact that the Mishnah itself, this is a Mishnah on Daf Kuf Amid Beis. The Mishnah itself doesn't say anything about what the dyer knew or didn't know. All it says is that the customer told him, dye it red, and he dyed it black. And it doesn't say, oh, he made a mistake, and oh, he didn't realize that what he had in his vat was red, or he didn't realize it was black. Just said he dyed it black, the wrong color. But the Gemora is saying that this is a case of shogeg. The Gemora is bringing this as a proof that Reb Meir holds that we penalize the one who did b'shogeg, and therefore the Gemora accepts it as a proof for the case of shogeg. We didn't give him a knas. We didn't say, oh, he's going to have to return also the shevach, the improved value of the wool that he incorrectly dyed, the wrong color. Look at how Rashi says it over here. Shogeg chashivle. Says Rashi, this is chashiv a shogeg. This is regarded as a shogeg. This case is regarded as a shogeg. Now, why is it regarded as a shogeg? Did this person simply not realize what he was doing? He thought the vat was black. He thought the black was red. He thought that the dye that he had was the color the customer wanted. That's not what Rashi says. Take a look at Rashi. De'ika inshe, tuva. There are a lot of people out there, says Rashi, the lo yodeh, that they do not know the usr, the shanot, the dibur shel balabayit. They do not know that it's forbidden to run contrary to the words of the instructions of the balabayit, of the customer who comes to him. The customer comes to him and says, I'm telling you that I want you to dye this wool black. And according to Rashi, what this guy went ahead and did, this dyer, he said, oh, I'm going to dye it. I know that he said red, but I'm going to dye it black. It doesn't matter what's the reason why he wanted to dye it black. He decided to dye it black, even though he knows that the guy told him to dye it red. And Rashi says this is regarded as a shogeg. Why is that regarded as a shogeg? That's called inadvertent. That's called accidental. That's called it was an oversight on his part. Says Rashi, because there's a lot of people that don't know that it's forbidden to alter the words, the instructions of the customer. They don't know that that's usher to do. So what is it that they're a shogeg about exactly? They didn't know that this is usher for them to disregard the order of the customer. That's called shogeg, says Rashi. This is amazing.
So the shogeg is the not knowing rather than the dyeing the wrong color by inadvertently. You can't do that.
It doesn't say Rashi doesn't explain that the shogeg over here is that he thought that the vat that he was putting the wool in was in fact the color black, like the customer wanted. And lo and behold, it ended up, he pulled it out of the vat and then it was red. It doesn't say that. Rashi's going, seems to me, at great lengths to explain why this is regarded as a shogeg, this case. And this is the case that Rashi feels that the Gemora is explaining. That's a shogeg. It's a bit comparable to the way the Gemora explained the previous case. The Gemora said that aren't we not talking here about a haaretz who doesn't know that he won't be able to make a valid acquisition of this land because you're not able to buy stolen land. Right, and Tosfos said, "Oh, if this buyer doesn't actually even know that the seller, that his seller is a Goslin, or that perhaps he bought it from a Goslin too, and he's trying to dump it off on a third person who also doesn't know who owns the land." He says Tosfos in that case that the Gemora is not talking about that case. You know why? Because the Gemora holds that such a person, the Chazal would not have penalized him. They would not have penalized him. To take away his hard-earned work that produced the shevach, the appreciation value of this property or this wool. And here we're seeing that even this guy who's intentionally disregarding the words of the customer, according to Rashi, he still is not going to have to give him back any more than the value of the undyed wool itself. So he's keeping for himself the improved value of the wool that he did. That's what's coming out over here, according to Rebbe Meir. Okay. And the Gemara accepts this as what would need to be asked over here on Rashi is what Rashi must have seen a reason why he's going to have to say this explanation that he says of what's called shogeg over here. What type of a shogeg are we talking about? Talking about someone who doesn't realize the halacha, that what he's doing is usur, in disregarding the instructions of the customer. Why didn't Rashi simply say that he's a shogeg because it was a unintentional oversight that he inadvertently dyed it the wrong color, and for that reason he doesn't have to give back the improved value that he expended effort to create in this wool. How did Rashi know that even in this case he doesn't have to give back the appreciated value? How did Rashi know that? Okay. Does anybody on the page ask this question? Don't see it. Is everybody? Can everybody hear me still?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Okay, I'll leave that as a question for further research. Okay, so now we could go on. So now that the Gemora has accepted this as a proof, so now we know that according to Reb Meir, he doesn't make he holds that there is no penalty for Gazlan b'shogeg. Yeah, this is. It seems to me clear that Rashi is saying, perhaps otherwise, we wouldn't be able to call him a Gazlan. And we're talking here about penalizing a Gazlan. He's a Gazlan b'shogeg, but he is a Gazlan. Perhaps that's the reason why Rashi feels to say like this. Somebody just made an inadvertent oversight, mistake. Whatever, that's not a Gazlan that we're talking about. That we're going to penalize him to even give back the shevach that he'll lose the value of his labor. Okay. Now we go weiter. Let's see what the Gemara wants now. We go to Rebbe Yehuda Omer. Okay. Rebbe Yehuda Omer, this could be found about 13 lines down, I'm guessing. The first word in the line is Shin Mem, Shma Mina, and then we got 2 dots, and then we have the words of Rebbe Yehuda. You want to know exactly how many lines up it is from the down from the top of the page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lines down from the page, top of the page.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Roy, would you like to read?
Okay, this is a brisa. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, it says, Gazala la Chazeres Bernea, the stolen animal returns as is. Rabbi Shimon Omer, he says, Roin Asa Kailu He Shuma Etzlo Bekesef. We view it as if it was an article appraised and placed with him according to its cash value at the time of the robbery. May Benayahu. What's the difference between them? Omar Rabbi Zavid, Rabbi Zvid said, Beshevach She'el Gabay Gazila Comifero Gay. They are arguing with respect to improvements that are still attached to the stolen article. Rabbi Yehuda Sovar Dunagazol who Chayiv Kavi Rabbi Yehuda holds that they belong to the one who was robbed. The Rabbi Shimon Sovar the Gazala Chave, but Reb Shimon holds they belong to the robber.
Okay, good. Let's hold it over here. We have a lot of Rashi over here, a long Rashi over here. Who wants to take a crack at? And we have a short Rashi. We have a long Rashi. You can decide between yourselves how you want to split it up.
That's the short Rashi is what the next one.
It looks like Luke's still out of it, so I guess I have to start. Okay.
Okay.
The
Shabbat Shal Gabig Zela.
Shabbat Shal Gabig Zela, in the improvements that are on the theft there, Kagon Sharicha, it's low. The improvement was by the thief already. The Dayan low Na'aleh Nitla Himena, and it hadn't been still hadn't been taken from him. Kagon Reiknit, that's emptying it out, is Reiknit. The Nita Ra, and it gets mixed up. Or Tuna Giza, or he took off the wool. Okay.
Right. So the Shevach Shal Gabe Gezela, the Shevach that's still attached to the Gezel, stolen item, is Kagon Sheheshbicha Etzlo. Adain Lo Not Le Menu. That the appreciated value of the stolen article happened by him, by the Goslin. Adain Lo Not Le Menu. And he hasn't yet hasn't yet taken it off the stolen article. It's still on the article. It's still al gabe gezela. And Rashi gives an example. And here the Bach adds the word over here. Kagon shegozla rekonis. That when the Goslin stole the animal, it was rekonis. Rekonis is that it was
empty. It means you already took away. The wool was already taken off.
Rekonis means that it was not pregnant. It was rake. It wasn't bearing a vlad. Unis abra.
And then it got pregnant.
Yeah. So when he stole it, it was just a unpregnant animal.
And now that he held
and
on
then
to
it became in the possession of the Goslin. It got pregnant. Or Rashi says that it didn't have wool, or didn't have so much wool when it was stolen, and now it's filled. It's now got a full coat of wool on it, the animal. So and it has not yet been removed from the animal. And the Vlad, it seems like hasn't yet been born. So that's the case that they're arguing about. They're arguing about that case. So who belongs the appreciated value of the animal? The animal is obviously worth more now as a pregnant animal. The animal is worth more now as an animal that's carrying this wool coat. Who does it belong to? That's a machlokes. Rebbe Yehuda says it belongs to the nigzal, belongs to the party that the animal was stolen from. Obviously, he owns the. They both. It's clear that they both hold that the Goslin has to return the at least the value of the animal at the time it was at the time.
He got knocked out again.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. Next Rashi.
Okay. This is the long Rashi. Okay, let's go.
You can read as much as you like.
Okay.
As much or as little as you like.
Okay. The Rebbe. Let's see how far. It's not that. It's a little late anyway. See how far we get before the end. It's the Rebbe Yehuda Savar, the Nigzalhu. So Rebbe Yehuda says it belongs to the guy who got stolen from, not the
Yeah.
not the thief, but the guy, the victim, so to speak.
Yeah.
This is what Rabbi Yehuda, and this is where Rabbi Yehuda is saying it. Gazela chazeret be'ena. The gazela goes back as is the balea to the original owner. Bain
Yeah.
l'sheva, whether it's for the improvement, bain, whether it improved, bain ligriutum, whether it got worse, goes back whatever it was, either improved or worse, it goes back as is. Kamosh haya b'shas, as it was at the time of Tavia, the Beit Din, the time when it was claimed in Beis Din. It goes back. The Heicha, the Gara, and how is it that it got worse? Kagon, for example, Gaza, it got sheared, and so now there's no shearings on it. The Yalda, and it gave birth. Mishalem, he now would have to pay b'chota, less. I
think it means he'll have to pay. It's less. He'll have to compensate him for the pachasa, for the lessened value that the animal is right now that he's giving back. Because he's got to pay according to he's got to pay both for the animal that was as it was at the time that it was stolen, and also for the improved value that happened as well, or when it goes down, he's going to have to give him back the higher value. And if he gives him back the animal's not as worth as much as it was when he stole it. So he's got to have to be mishalem pachasa. If the animal was worth 1,000 when he stole it, and now it's only worth 500 because it got weak or infirm. So it's been nishtana legreusa, and so now, according to Rabbi Yehuda, he says he's going to have to pay. Or in this case, heicha de gora, where let's pick this case itself. He stole the animal, and it was full of wool, and he sheared off all the wool. Or he stole the animal and it was Yolda and it gave birth. So now what does he owe? According to Rabbi Yehuda, what does he owe? He owes everything to the nigzal. He has to give back everything. So how's he going to have to do that? Mishalim pachasa. He gives back the animal as is, and then he's also have to mishalim. He's going to have to how do you call that? He's going to give extra compensation for its decreased value that it is right now. Pachasa. The pachasa is referring to the animal in its less valuable state. Okay. And this next word, Devadai Har. They changed it in my my Gemora. The Dalid, it's been in front of the word Hadar. Take that Dalid and put it in front of the word Vadai. Devadai Hadar.
Sure, it goes back. Ketava lay nigzal. When the victim makes a claim to make ziza, the value of the shearings, the uva, and of the fetus. Shegazal mina, that was stolen from him. Upliga, it's a mechlokas there, an argument, the Rebbe Meir on Rabbi Meir. The Amar that says, Kula Shivcha Yitive, that all the improvements you should give to him. The Afagav, even though the Kana, even though he acquired Giza, the shearings, Vivlad, and the fetus, Yishinui, with the change. Chazina Wisile, command the one, the Kule Shifa, that all of the improvements, it gets all the improvements. Still, Allah Kami Shalo Nigza goes up to the one who didn't do the shearing, who Mishalem and plays Kulam, he pays it all. Yishum Kansa, because it's a penalty. There's a penalty involved in it. He still has to pay because it's a penalty factor. Okay, it is late now. It's time we can stop this.
Very good. Okay, Ashikoyak Bill.
Okay. Take care.
All the best.
Thanks.